To catch up on our story, we arrived from Abu Dhabi yesterday, and today we are starting our ride from Belgrade, going down to the southwest of the country towards the Bosnian border. I'm here at the Nikola Pasic Square, which is in the old town of the Starigrad area of Belgrade, close to the Republic Square. In front of me is the historic and beautiful building that houses the National Assembly of the Republic of Serbia. Built in the 1930s, this is one of the significant landmarks of the city. And to the right, you can see also another wonderful building that is also a cultural monument here. It is the Central Post Office building, and on the other side of it, it is also the Constitutional Court of Serbia. So this building is also built in the 30s and considered a cultural monument here. Oh, the traffic is quite heavy because it's a working day and it's morning, and I'm going over from Old Belgrade side to Novi Beograd or New Belgrade. I'm crossing the Sava River and I'm using the Ada Bridge, which is a cable-stayed 1 kilometer long bridge, which is another beautiful landmark of this city. And on the other, once I get to the other side, I will be taking smaller roads rather than the highway. So I will just stick to smaller roads to take me towards the south. Once a city is behind us, the countryside really opens up and riding becomes quite a pleasure. We pass through small towns where the roads are quite narrow, but it's not a problem because the pace is very easy and slow. There's not much of traffic. And in between, we have long stretches of farmland. The main crop is corn and wheat, and there's also lots of sunflower and barley fields. When we ride, we generally stop after about an hour's continuous riding, or maybe 70 or 80 kilometers. But riding is quite fun here, so we don't really feel like stopping, so we're just carrying on. Here we are, beautiful little place right by a stream. We are about 140 kilometers away from Belgrade. This wayside eatery is a cute little place by a small stream that flows along. It's a really refreshing place just to sit here by the stream, and then we end up spending almost an hour there because the drinks are local fruit drinks and they're very, very refreshing. We're entering the Tara National Park, which is one of the really lovely national parks in Serbia. And then from there on, we'll head further south and enter Montenegro from the southern border between Serbia and Montenegro. So that is Tara National Park, another 20 odd kilometers. We're entering the park now. We stopped to see the little house on the Drina, which is a small wooden hut that is built on a rocky outcropping right in the middle of the Drina River. This has become a very iconic picture of the Tara National Park and the Drina River, and I think used in a lot of posters. This was supposed to have been built in 1968 by two brothers who used it as a shelter when they went swimming. And then it collapsed a few times over the years and it was rebuilt, and I believe the current one was built in 2011, and it seems to be a lot more sturdy. This has survived for the last 10 years. It's a beautiful site though, although getting to it when the levels of the river go down, I think it's possible that you can go up to it. We stopped by the Drina at a very nice viewpoint and then decided to go for a bath. This place is close to the end point of the Drina Regatta, which is an annual festival held on the Drina River, and it is generally held in the third week of July, and it runs for about 5 days or so, and it's a really big festival wherein even people come from overseas to participate, and it's a real fun time with a lot of races and diving competitions and parties. Okay, before we start here, I want to introduce you guys here. Okay, I'm right here by the little house on the Drina, and that's a Drina that's flowing right down there. The other side is Bosnia, and it goes right down that way. Now here's a lovely place where we've got picnic tables all set up and families that come and enjoy themselves here. Now we've got a bunch of friends, I think you are, with their families who have come here. And today, so there you go. Look at what he's got. He's got a pig head right here. And then hold on, let me get that right.
But you already ate more.
Okay, so it's all eaten up. There's not much left in it. But they cook. Actually, this gentleman here, what's your name, please?
Nicola. My name is
Nicola. Hello,
Nicola,
Nicola.
yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
Anyway, Nicola was very gracious enough to offer me some of the pig meat, which I had a little bit here. You can see. Sorry, ladies. I'll just pull this up a little bit. And as you can see, it's been cooked completely as one.
I prepared that.
He did that. So Nicola went and did that since morning. He's been here. So what they do is they bring the pig from the farm where he raises pigs, by the way, and then hello there, hello. So he's got this this pole here on which it is like a spit roast they call it, where they just so they put the pig right on the roast and they run the okay. So this is how they do it. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, this one comes here and this comes there.
Put on this battery.
Okay. All right. And then what is that for? To turn it?
Yes.
Achha, so there's a motor there, and the motor is being run by the car battery, so that right there you go. So then this can then burn around, or go around on the roast, and then they set it up. There you go. So he's got the pole also. Oh, right. So the pig goes on that. Wow. Fantastic. And then he sets a fire with coal and wood mostly, no?
Mostly, yes.
Mostly wood, yeah. So and then they set it up.
They prepared lamb.
They did lamb as well.
We did lamb, we did pig,
And how long does it take to cook?
4 hours minimum.
Okay, so it goes very gently, slowly.
Very gently.
And after that, of course, they've got all these bottles of beverages to finish. Cases and cases of beer. What is this, Nicola? What is this? You made corn also?
Yes.
You made corn?
From corn. It's good for fire.
Oh, it's for fire.
It's for fire.
So this is just the cob. They take the corn off and so this is good to start the fire.
Yes, it's good for starting fire.
Okay,
and,
I got you.
Yeah.
Right. Fantastic. Yeah. What car is this, by the way? It's a Yugo. What is this?
It's popular Golf.
It's a Golf. Okay.
Diesel.
I thought this was a Zvasta or one of those things.
Car, it's more than 20 years in my family.
Oh, it's in your family.
Yes.
Right. No problem, it doesn't shut. But it's been fantastic meeting these guys. I mean, I got to tell you, and the beauty of this place is like unbelievable because the water is cold. I mean, it remains, he says, at around 14, 15 or 16 degrees right through summer. So we are actually in the middle of summer, so to speak. 16.
Maximum. Now it's a small level and it's 16.
Yeah, I went inside and I was standing around, say, knee deep in the water, and it was nice and cold.
10 is mostly. Yes.
Yeah. So in winter it comes to about say 6 or 5 or 6.
Something like that.
So in summer generally you guys bathe out here, but in winter of course it's not possible.
It's not possible.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So all of them are here now, and the families are here, the children are here, everybody is having fun. So thank you guys very much for your wonderful Serbian hospitality. As always, I say Viva la Serbia. Long live Serbia. Long live Serbia. So here we are at this place. The restaurant is called Vrelo. So
it is in the city called Peruchac.
Yeah. Okay. So we're in Peruchac. I've met this lovely couple here. So it's Dusan and Mira. So yeah, they're also riding. Well, he seems to have a few bikes up his sleeve. So you're riding a GS 800. F800 GS. And I think what else? You've got an XR 1000.
I have one GSXR 1000 last year model.
Wow.
All my bikes are tuned, because I like this technical stuff.
Okay.
I have also KTM 1290
wow.
Super Duke GT.
Right.
It's Gran Turismo GT.
Okay.
And I have Yamaha MT-09. All my bikes are a bit specific, and different sorts of bikes.
Right. The Vrelo is a very unique restaurant because as you can see here, there is a terrace out here which is built over the small little stream or a river that just runs through. So I think Dusan will probably explain how that is done, but let me just give you an overview of what the restaurant looks like. Yeah, it's really lovely. So beautiful outdoor seating right by the Drina River, and this little stream here, which is actually a bit of a river, is what, 360 meters long?
Yeah, something like that. That's why some of people are calling this river a year.
A year.
Because it's 365 meters. So, you know?
Right, and then it flows in.
directly to Drina.
It flows right into the Drina. So there you go. Oh wow. And on the other side is probably Bosnia because
Bosnia, because the Drina
border.
should be a border with Bosnia.
is right. Thank you, Dushan. It was a pleasure meeting you both. Yeah,
Thank you,
ride
guys.
safe back to Belgrade.
Enjoy your time in Serbia,
Thank-
Montenegro, Albania.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye. After leaving the restaurant, we started riding right into the heart of the Tara National Park. It goes through a lot of winding roads, and we are climbing slowly into the mountains. And then there are tunnels there, quite a lot of them. They're very interesting ones. And then as we progress, we suddenly open up into some really stunning views of the valley below. So you can see the Drina and the valley below, and we stop to have a look at the view from there.
Be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working here today.
Yeah, hi, I'm at this stunning viewpoint. The landscape is incredible. I have not seen anything like this in a very long time. This is about 10 kilometers off a place called Petrova. I'll get it. It is called Peruchak. What you see there in the distance is the Drina River that just flows down from between the hills in the distance and then comes to a catchment area where there is a hydroelectric project here and then flows across it. The town is right by the Peruchak. The town is right by the river side, and the river meanders along for I don't know 100 kilometers or, because this is the Bosnian border. On the other side is Bosnia. On this side is Serbia. So the river forms a kind of an international border. And it's around 380 odd kilometers, the whole length of the river, but major portion of it is between Bosnia and Serbia. But this is really stunning. From where I stand, I can see for miles around, and I can see the river off into the distance. I haven't seen anything like this in a long time. Bye-bye from Peruchak. From here, we make our way to another very popular viewpoint of the Drina River Valley called Banska Stana. It's a little difficult to get to this place because it's about 1.5 kilometers from where you have to park the motorcycles, and you have to walk through a forest full of rocky terrain wherein you, with your gear and your riding boots and your very heavy protection, it can be difficult. And it's summer as well, so it's pretty warm, but we managed to do it. These hills in the Tara National Park are the foothills of the Dinaric Alps, which is a very rugged mountain range that runs from Slovenia in the west all the way down to Albania in the east. We are at this lovely viewpoint called Banjaska Strana. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing it right, but it's in the Tara National Park, and it is close to a small town called Mitrovac, which is about 20 kilometers from here. It's a little difficult to get to, but it's well worth the visit because it's got a beautiful viewpoint here wherein you can see the entire course of a portion of the Drina River, and there's another lake here which is a Peruchak Lake. That's what it's called. And that lake is the one that has a hydroelectric project on it. But getting up here is a little difficult because you have to walk about 1.5 kilometers, trek through the forest, and getting up here is over a very rocky terrain. But I'm telling you, it's very well worth the visit because once you get here, the view from here is mind-blowing. And I think there are a lot of Tara National Park posters that showcase this particular view. So if you're in this part of the country, then please don't miss this at all. Make sure we had to leave our bikes about 1.5 kilometers away and then make our way here. But we really are happy to have come here. It's an artificial lake created by putting the dam on the river Drina. and it is really huge and also very calm. So there are a lot of ways you can use boats to go around in the lake. You can rent kayaks or you can rent small boats, and there are people who take you on these boat tours. So all along the sides of the river there are places to stay, and there are also places where you can find all sorts of fun activities to do on the river. There are a lot of places within the national park away from the paved roads, which has got a lot of unpaved roads, and then it leads you right into the heart of the park. And here people have built a lot of little country houses and vacation homes which they let out. So we are staying in one of these things tonight, and getting there is again without a paved road. It's a little difficult because these bikes are not really meant to be ridden off-road. But it's not that you can't ride these bikes off-road. It has a certain degree of off-road capability. But the problem is that the tires that we're using are pure street tires. So it's very difficult to gain traction on anything that is other than hard pavement. So the wheel tends to spin when there is gravel or anything else that is loose. The cottages are built on the hillside, and they're pretty nice because they've got a lot of open spaces and places where you can have a campfire going in the evening and a lot of outdoor seating. So you can really walk around and enjoy the place. You're staying away from one of the few townships within the national park, then it is very difficult to find places where you can get cooked food like restaurants or cafeterias or anything like that. So these little cottages you can rent are almost always self-catering. So you have everything there that is for you to cook your own food. So you've got all the utensils, you've got a stove, and you've got everything else. And in most places, I think they even leave salt, pepper, and small condiments as well as cooking oil and stuff. But you'll have to get all the groceries to do your own cooking. So it gives a feeling that you really are at home. So we actually had a good time doing our own cooking while we were here. So that was a wonderful day's ride. A lot of twisties in the mountains, tunnels, and of course the river Drina, and met some wonderful people along the way, had a great time. So then we'll catch you next time from somewhere else. Bye from the Tara National Park.